Whew. All right, back out in the garage. I think night before, I don't know, last video we was talking about, hey look, we got room to get over on the side of the motor. We was talking about these studs, getting them in. I don't want to tighten them things down tight. That's all good. I got my muffler clamp block, my grade 8 washer, grade 8 nut, all staged, ready to go. And then I got to looking at the manifold over here, and this surfaces was not very good. I put a straight edge on it, and it was less. I couldn't get a 20 thousandths feeler gauge under it, but I could easily get a 10, especially out here on the ends. I don't have a good way of showing you how this thing's put together, but it's two pieces. Intake and exhaust are separate, but the exhaust is this big long log thing here. Lots of mass here in the middle, not so much out here on the ends. Anyway, like I say, I had better than 10 thousandths clearance. This still didn't clean up very good, but anyway, we'll worry about that later. So, well, I gotta do something with that, and I started off using the file. Yeah, back and forth. I was not making much progress at all, and then I remembered my hillbilly redneck backwoods third world nation. See it on YouTube in languages you don't understand. Manifold surfacing machine over here. It's a 4x something, I don't know, belt sander, but the something's missing over here for the tensioning on it, so it eats up the belts. But I've got this little bitty strip of belt that's holding on, that's just wide enough to catch, the manifold. And get in here, it's probably not going to show up, but there's like undulations in the, it's almost like they took it's almost like they took a freaking grinder, like a 4-inch grinder, and went to town on this thing, because you get to, I know you can see that. There was another I got spots here that's just dug in. I don't know how much more I'm going to go with it, but when I put the flat edge, I'll put my straight edge back up on there. A 5,000 feeler gauge won't fit underneath. All these pits and dips and whatever from whatever the hell the last guy did. Camera works second night. All that, I think, some gasket prep sealer stuff, and a good set of gaskets, and that's going to work. I think it's going to seal up just fine. I don't know. There's part of me that's been thinking about this whole setup, thinking, man, if I had one that was just a little bigger, because the way it is, I really only got about, let's see, you could take, I really only got about, that's less than a foot. We're gonna call it 10 inches of good flat platen to work on. Well, that only catches like, I don't know, a third of the manifold at a time. So if I had one of those that had, 20, I think 20 inches would get it. Yeah, if I had 20 inches of flat between, flat work surface, we could, pretty much every small molding motor manifold I work on, we could definitely get up on that. I think I might work on this just a little bit more, because I'm just a little concerned about some of this, right, especially that one right there. Definitely want the intakes to seal up good, so I want to try and work that down a little better. not so much worried about the flatness so much as the sealing surface at this point. But once I get worked that down a little better, we'll get it. I might just leave it as is and torque it to the motor and get yeah, we'll get the heads torqued down, because we're ready for that. Get the heads torqued down. Probably put a little ultra gray on this gasket before we put it on the motor. Both sides, a little bit of ultra gray, and then we can get this this plate here on. Get it on. Well, it has to go on before we torque the heads down, but get that gasket on. Get that plate on, torque the heads down, then the manifold can come off till a later date, because once the heads are on, then I can get the valve cover. Hey, look, I can get to it now. Get the valve cover out of there and get that all cleaned up. Get a coat of paint on that bad boy. Well, we'll get a coat of primer on it, and we'll get that all up on here, and then I can rattle can all this, including this. The manifold will come back off for the paint job, just because it hangs down low enough. I want to get paint. I want to get paint down here in this lower portion of the engine. So I have to retape the serial number plate, but yeah, that's a minor thing. Anyway, but we're getting closer, day by day, little by little. Yeah, getting things cleaned up. We'll probably rearrange how we put stuff back away after we mess with. Yeah, after we do what we do. I don't know. I want to be able to. The table saw is such a pain, because it just does clear this. Just does clear the top of the frame of the front end, and it doesn't roll worth a crap. So to get it out of the way, far enough out of the way to do anything, I got to roll it a long way. So if I can park it more, let's see, get over here. So it normally lives back, all the way back in there, all the way up against my oil barrel, vegetable oil barrel. If I can park it a little farther out this way, put some of these smaller carts that roll easy in there, then I don't have to pull it so far out to get back in there. Anyway, yeah, making progress. I think I'm going to put that manifold on and get it snugged down and get those heads lined up, and yeah, maybe I'll be back later with some head torquing and stuff. Anyway, I'll be back.